lights out, whispered tales for restful nights, sleep smarter, how nightly audio boosts calm, clarity, and tomorrow's success. Every night as we drift into sleep, our minds remain more active than we often realize. Beyond the stillness of our bodies, the brain continues its work sorting memories, stabilizing emotions, and subtly shaping the way we wake up and face a new day. But what if we could intentionally influence that process? What if the sounds we hear at night could help us sleep better and perform better? Recent research has revealed a growing connection between audio content like soothing music, guided meditations, or motivational affirmations and the quality of our sleep and next-day mindset. These aren't just bedtime rituals for comfort. They are tools backed by science that can help regulate our nervous system, quiet mental clutter, and even reinforce positive thoughts while we rest. For people with busy schedules, anxious minds, or ambitious goals, sleep is more than just recovery. It's a nightly opportunity for growth. Listening to calm or purposeful content doesn't just help us fall asleep faster. It helps plant seeds of clarity, resilience, and self-belief that can grow while we sleep. This idea is known as sleep priming, preparing your mind during rest to wake with intention. In this video, we'll explore how carefully chosen nighttime audio can do more than just soothe. We'll dive into studies on sleep and sound, the psychology of suggestion, and how our brains process spoken words even when we're unconscious. Whether you're trying to overcome stress, stay focused on your goals, or simply wake up feeling lighter, this content is for you. So before you press play on another night of scrolling or silence, consider this. Your sleep could be working harder for you, and it all starts with what you choose to listen to. The night shift of the brain. Explore what your brain does while you sleep and how it's wired to process information, emotions, and memories even when you're unconscious. Sleep is often seen as a time of rest, but your brain treats it like a shift change at a busy factory. When you fall asleep, your conscious awareness powers down, but brain activity actually increases in specific ways. This activity is vital for memory consolidation, emotional regulation, and clearing out mental clutter. One of the brain's top jobs during sleep is to sort and store the day's experiences. This process, called memory consolidation, helps transfer information from short-term memory into long-term storage. Without quality sleep, our ability to retain and recall information can weaken dramatically even after just one restless night. During deep sleep, the brain strengthens synaptic connections, which are like bridges between neurons. These connections are essential for learning, creativity, and problem-solving. The more restful the sleep, the more solid those neural bridges become, reinforcing what you've learned and making it easier to access that knowledge later. The brain also does a kind of housekeeping at night. It flushes out waste proteins and toxins that build up during waking hours, especially in the lymphatic system, which acts like a rinse cycle for the brain. Without this cleanup, your cognitive performance and emotional balance may suffer the next day. REM sleep, the stage most associated with dreaming, is also a prime time for emotional processing. The brain replays certain memories, assigns emotional meaning to them, and helps reduce the sting of difficult experiences. This can explain why problems sometimes feel more manageable after a good night's sleep. Another fascinating function, subconscious integration. While your body sleeps, the brain sometimes connects unrelated pieces of information, leading to insight or creative inspiration. This is why people often wake up with solutions or new ideas. They're not random. They're the result of silent overnight thinking. Sleep also plays a key role in mood regulation. Research shows that people who get consistent REM sleep are better equipped to handle stress, frustration, and anxiety. The emotional balance achieved during these stages can make the difference between waking up motivated or moody. The hippocampus and the neocortex, two critical brain areas, interact heavily during sleep. While the hippocampus gathers the day's experiences, the neocortex decides which ones to keep. It's like a nightly editorial process that shapes your future thoughts and behaviors, often without your awareness. Nightly rest also affects your subconscious beliefs and attitudes. Listening to calming or motivational audio while drifting off can gently influence how you think about yourself, your goals, and the world. This is why audio priming is gaining traction as a practical self-help tool. In essence, while your body rests, your brain works the night shift, organizing thoughts, healing wounds, managing emotions, and occasionally whispering ideas into your dreams. When we understand what's happening up there, we can start using that time more intentionally. Relax to recharge. Why calm content matters. Understand the physiological effects of relaxing sounds or stories on sleep quality, stress reduction, and heart rate. Relax to recharge. Why calm content matters. Understand the physiological effects of relaxing sounds or stories on sleep quality, stress reduction, and heart rate. Relaxing content at night isn't just comforting, it has measurable effects on your body and mind. Whether it's soft music, nature sounds, or a gentle story, these inputs signal to the brain that it's safe to wind down. This allows the nervous system to switch gears from alert to rest mode, preparing you for quality sleep. The autonomic nervous system governs your stress and relaxation responses. Calming audio stimulates the parasympathetic branch, your rest and digest system. Heart rate slows, breathing deepens, and stress hormones like cortisol begin to drop. It's a physiological invitation to sleep, bypassing the overactive mental chatter that often keeps us awake. Studies have shown that slow, rhythmic sounds like ocean waves or soft piano music can synchronize with your heart rate. This phenomenon, called entrainment, helps lower your pulse and stabilize your emotional state. Essentially, your body matches the calm of what it hears, making sleep come more naturally. One 2016 study in Frontiers in Human Neuroscience found that calming audio significantly reduced anxiety in participants prior to surgery. While this is a high-stress context, it proves how powerful auditory input can be in shifting internal states. If it works under pressure, it surely works at bedtime too. Listening to sleep stories has a similar effect. Narration with slow pacing and soothing tone engages the imagination just enough to distract you from worries without overstimulating your brain. The gentle plot becomes a safe path that leads you toward unconsciousness, bypassing insomnia-inducing rumination. Calm content also has an impact on heart rate variability (HRV), which is a key measure of resilience and nervous system balance. A higher HRV while listening to relaxing audio suggests that your body is recovering, regenerating, and adapting functions crucial to both mental and physical health. Relaxation techniques like guided imagery, body scans, and sound baths trigger the relaxation response first described by Dr. Herbert Benson. This counteracts the fight-or-flight response, helping your blood pressure and stress levels normalize. Sleep becomes more restorative when entered through this peaceful gateway. Physiologically, your body prepares for deep sleep when it senses calmness. Melatonin, the sleep hormone, is released in greater amounts, while adrenaline and cortisol taper off. Content that reinforces this peace helps anchor these hormonal shifts, aligning your body's chemistry with your intention to rest. In a 2020 study published in Scientific Reports, participants who listened to calming music before bed experienced increased slow-wave sleep, the deepest and most restorative phase. This kind of sleep supports memory, immune function, and cellular repair, giving weight to the phrase "rest is medicine." Even more interesting, sound doesn't just help you fall asleep, it shapes your sleep quality throughout the night. Some audio programs are designed to play at specific frequencies, like for 130 Hz or delta waves that support brainwave states linked to deep sleep and subconscious healing. Your brain processes sound even when you're not fully conscious. This is why sudden noises can wake you, but it also means positive audio can continue soothing you as you sleep. Bedtime content acts like a gentle guardian, keeping your internal environment peaceful through the night. Soundscapes that mimic nature, like rain, wind, or a crackling fire, tap into ancient safety cues. Our ancestors slept better near these sounds because they indicated a safe environment. Today, your body remembers these cues, lower your vigilance, helping your brain release its grip on wakefulness. Calm bedtime content also helps regulate breathing patterns. Many people unknowingly breathe shallowly during stress, but slow, rhythmic audio can subconsciously guide you to take deeper, slower breaths. This not only supports oxygen flow, but also enhances relaxation and sleep readiness. Sleep podcasts and story-based apps have grown in popularity for good reason. They offer a ritual of calm that your brain comes to expect. Over time, they can condition your body to begin relaxing as soon as you press play, like a Pavlovian response, but with peace instead of snacks. Ultimately, calm content isn't just filler noise. It's a tool that works with your body's systems neurological, hormonal, and respiratory to ease you into deep, healing rest. In a world of overstimulation, it's a gentle nudge toward the stillness your body craves and your mind needs. The science of suggestion while sleeping. Discover how auditory input during sleep, like affirmations or motivational content, may influence thought patterns and behavior. Your brain doesn't completely shut down when you sleep. In fact, during certain stages, particularly light sleep, your mind remains partially receptive to sounds. This opens the door to the possibility of positive suggestion, where the content you hear while sleeping may subtly shape your thoughts, beliefs, and behavior. This concept isn't new. It's rooted in the field of sleep learning, or hypnopedia, which gained attention in the mid-20th century. Though early claims were exaggerated, recent research shows that the brain can absorb certain kinds of information during sleep, especially emotional tones and familiar words. During non-REM sleep, especially in lighter stages in 1 and in 2, the brain processes external stimuli at a low level. A 2012 study in Nature Neuroscience found that sleepers exposed to foreign vocabulary during these stages remembered the words better upon waking, suggesting that simple auditory learning may occur during sleep. Affirmations and motivational content fall into a different category: emotional priming and cognitive reinforcement. These messages may not be remembered word for word, but they can influence mood, self-image, and stress response when consistently used over time, especially during transitions into and out of sleep. The hippocampus, involved in memory and learning, stays active during certain sleep phases. When motivational content plays softly during these times, your brain can form emotional associations with the ideas being presented. Over time, this may support habit formation or self-belief in subtle but meaningful ways. Repetition is key. Just like with waking habits, hearing the same empowering phrases repeatedly can nudge your internal narrative. If you drift off nightly to phrases like "you are capable" or "you handle challenges with calm," your brain begins to internalize these as familiar truths. Some researchers refer to this as priming. A 2019 paper in Frontiers in Psychology highlighted that even unconscious exposure to motivational phrases could influence performance and persistence. While these studies typically involve awake subjects, the same principles may apply during sleep when the content is gently introduced. Interestingly, tone matters as much as content. Your brain is sensitive to emotional tone, even while asleep. A warm, calm, and supportive voice has a different effect than a harsh or fast-paced one. This is why relaxing motivational audio is often delivered slowly, gently, and with repetition. The science of sleep-based suggestion connects with neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change in response to experience. Consistently hearing positive messaging during the brain's nightly reset period may help loosen rigid negative patterns and gently introduce healthier thinking over time. One 2015 study in the Journal of Neuroscience showed that associating smells with certain sounds during sleep could influence decision-making the next day. This indicates the brain's ability to pair stimuli during sleep, raising the possibility that motivational audio could also affect next-day choices. Of course, sleep isn't a time for deep logic or critical thinking, but it is a time for emotional integration. That's why dreams are often filled with symbolic representations of your thoughts. Bedtime content may help gently shape the themes your brain processes overnight. Affirmations aren't magic, but they act like seeds. Played consistently during sleep, they can bypass the conscious mind's resistance and settle into the subconscious where identity and long-term beliefs are formed. Over time, this can support confidence, motivation, and inner calm. For those with anxiety or self-doubt, bedtime suggestions can be particularly helpful. The absence of distractions during sleep allows the message to land in a less defended mental space. This isn't about control, it's about opening up space for encouragement and reassurance. Skepticism is healthy. Not all claims about sleep suggestion are supported by science, but mounting evidence does suggest a mild yet meaningful effect, especially when audio is paired with a calming bedtime routine and consistent use. Think of it as low-effort emotional conditioning that works gently night after night. Ultimately, the idea isn't to force change in your sleep, but to create an environment where your brain is nourished by positivity and peace. With repeated exposure, these messages can begin to shape how you feel, think, and act, starting with how you sleep tonight. Pre-sleep routines that work. We'll break down research-backed evening habits that prime your body and brain for deeper, more restorative rest. A restful night doesn't begin the moment you close your eyes. It starts hours before, through intentional evening rituals that gently signal your body to unwind. Modern life often disrupts these natural cues, but research shows that consistent, calming pre-sleep routines help reset your internal clock. From dimming lights to limiting screen exposure, these small changes create a powerful invitation to rest. One of the most essential steps in winding down is reducing exposure to blue light. The light from phones, laptops, and televisions can suppress melatonin production, the hormone responsible for sleepiness. By switching to warm lighting or putting screens away at least an hour before bed, you allow your brain to enter a more natural state of evening readiness. A restful night doesn't begin the moment you close your eyes. It starts hours before, through intentional evening rituals that gently signal your body to unwind. Modern life often disrupts these natural cues, but research shows that consistent, calming pre-sleep routines help reset your internal clock. From dimming lights to limiting screen exposure, these small changes create a powerful invitation to rest. One of the most essential steps in winding down is reducing exposure to blue light. The light from phones, laptops, and televisions can suppress melatonin production, the hormone responsible for sleepiness. By switching to warm lighting or putting screens away at least an hour before bed, you allow your brain to enter a more natural state of evening readiness. Equally impactful is establishing a consistent sleep and wake time. Your body thrives on rhythm. Irregular sleep schedules confuse your internal clock, also known as your circadian rhythm, making it harder to fall asleep or wake up refreshed. Studies have found that even on weekends, maintaining your bedtime helps support deeper sleep and better energy the next day. Another underrated habit is creating a transitional activity. This could be reading a book, journaling, or listening to calming music. The goal is to shift from the mental busyness of the day into a quieter, slower mode. It's not about productivity, it's about gently landing. Warm baths or showers aren't just soothing, they're physiologically effective. When you step out of warm water, your core body temperature begins to drop, which mimics the natural cooling that happens before sleep. This subtle temperature change helps cue the body at its time to enter a restful state. Mindfulness or meditation can also be powerful. A 2015 study published in JAMA Internal Medicine showed that people who practiced mindfulness had less insomnia and fatigue than those who didn't. By anchoring your awareness in the present, perhaps focusing on your breath or a calming visualization, you quiet the anxious thoughts that often interfere with sleep. Your environment plays a big role too. A clean, cool, and dark bedroom helps support uninterrupted rest. Removing clutter, minimizing noise, and investing in comfortable bedding can transform your bedroom into a true sleep sanctuary. Scented elements like lavender or chamomile oils may also deepen relaxation through aromatherapy. Writing down tomorrow's to-do list can surprisingly ease anxiety. Instead of mentally juggling your tasks, putting them on paper gives your mind permission to rest. It's like telling your brain, you don't have to keep remembering this. Cutting off caffeine and heavy meals in the evening is another smart habit. Caffeine can linger in your system for up to 6 hours, and late-night eating can disrupt digestion, keeping your body too active when it should be winding down. Try to have your last meal 2 to 3 hours before bed. Gentle stretching or yoga can ease tension in the body. Even just 5 to 10 minutes of slow, intentional movement helps release physical stress and calm the nervous system, which in turn improves sleep onset and quality. If you're into audio content, consider switching from stimulating podcasts or news to calming narrations, ambient sounds, or sleep stories. This subtle shift helps your brain enter a different frequency, one that prepares it for sleep rather than stimulation. Dim the lights around your home about an hour before bed. Our ancestors' bodies responded to sunset as a natural sleep cue. By simulating that soft glow with warm lamps or candles, you're working with your biology instead of against it. A gratitude practice, even as simple as naming 3 things you're thankful for, can help reduce stress and foster emotional peace. Research has shown that gratitude before bed is linked to better sleep quality and more positive dreams. What matters most is consistency. These habits work best when repeated night after night, creating a signal to your brain that it's time to relax. Over time, your body begins to anticipate rest and sleep comes more naturally. Pre-sleep routines are not about perfection. They're about rhythm, softness, and slowing down. In a world that moves fast, your nightly ritual is your chance to return to yourself. You don't need expensive tools or apps, just intention and consistency. And that might be the most powerful lullaby of all. Sleep and performance. The next day effect. Learn how restful sleep supported by soothing content can improve focus, decision making, and emotional regulation the next day. We often think of sleep as something passive at time when the body powers down. But the truth is your sleep is working hard for you. Every restful night prepares the brain for a new day of thinking, deciding, creating, and interacting. When paired with soothing audio before or during sleep, this overnight process becomes even more efficient, setting you up for sharper mornings and more emotionally stable days. At the heart of next day performance is focus. Sleep allows the brain to remove built-up toxins, organize memories, and reset attention circuits. Without this reset, even simple tasks feel heavier. A rested brain, on the other hand, can filter distractions, hold attention longer, and switch between tasks more smoothly, all critical for work, study, or even just getting through a busy day. Decision-making also improves after quality sleep. Research from UC Berkeley shows that sleep-deprived individuals are more likely to make impulsive choices, especially under stress. This is because the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for logical thinking and planning, doesn't function as well when tired. Sleep restores this center, allowing you to weigh options more clearly and make intentional decisions. Emotional regulation is another area deeply tied to rest. Poor sleep reduces the brain's ability to manage stress, frustration, or sadness. One key player here is the amygdala, the brain's emotional alarm system. After a sleepless night, it becomes hyperactive, making people more reactive and less able to cope with minor challenges. Restful sleep helps keep emotions in check and supports a calmer response to daily stressors. Soothing audio content can play a helpful role in this cycle. Bedtime affirmations, calming narrations, or soft soundscapes gently guide the mind away from worrying and into a more relaxed state. This not only helps you fall asleep faster, but may also influence the emotional tone of your dreams and improve mood upon waking. One fascinating study published in Nature Communications found that specific brainwave patterns tied to deep sleep were associated with better learning and memory. When relaxing sound cues were used during deep sleep, participants recalled more material the next day. It's a small window into how sleep, performance, and audio can work hand in hand. Cognitive flexibility, the ability to adapt, to change, or think creatively, also benefits from rest. Artists, entrepreneurs, and students alike often find that new solutions or insights come after a good night's sleep. Sleep clears the mental clutter and strengthens connections between ideas, fostering clearer thought patterns and creative flow. Energy and motivation naturally increase after quality rest. When the body isn't dragging through fatigue, you're more likely to feel engaged and enthusiastic. Even your ability to speak clearly, organize thoughts, or express yourself improves with proper sleep. This is especially useful if you have an interview, presentation, or conversation that matters. Sleep also affects your physical coordination. Athletes have long known this, but even for non-athletes, motor skills, reaction time, and body awareness all improve with good sleep. It's one more way that rest supports you in showing up with your full capacity, mentally and physically. If you're learning something new, whether it's a language, skill, or concept, sleep is your best tutor. During certain sleep stages, especially REM and slow-wave sleep, the brain consolidates new information, turning short-term knowledge into long-term memory. Listening to language cues or gentle review content while sleeping may support this process further. Mood is perhaps the most immediately noticeable change. After sleeping well, people report feeling more optimistic, open, and patient. Conversely, even one poor night can leave you irritable and withdrawn. The night's rest sets the emotional tone for your interactions, how you handle a rude email, a long line, or a difficult coworker. Another overlooked benefit is social perception. Studies have shown that well-rested people are more empathetic and better at reading emotional cues in others. This means sleep doesn't just help you feel better, it helps you connect better. If you're pursuing goals, personal, academic, or professional, sleep acts as a foundation. A night of soothing content primes your subconscious, while restorative sleep builds the stamina and clarity needed for steady progress. You wake up not just rested, but aligned. Even your immune system performs better with proper sleep. While this might not seem performance-related on the surface, staying healthy allows you to stay consistent. When your body supported, so is your ability to follow through and reach your potential. The bottom line, sleep isn't time lost, it's time invested. And when paired with the right kind of nighttime content, it becomes a powerful tool for performance, clarity, and emotional well-being. Tomorrow begins the night before, and what you hear as you fall asleep may shape more than just your dreams. Listening with intention, motivation while you dream. See what happens when you align your sleep content with your goals, business, fitness, confidence, or healing. When your head hits the pillow, your mind doesn't completely shut off. While your body rests, your brain continues to work processing memories, emotions, and sensory input. This makes sleep a surprisingly powerful time to plant seeds of motivation and intention. When you align what you listen to before or during sleep with what you want to achieve, whether it's confidence, healing, or career goals, you begin using sleep not just for recovery, but for personal transformation. Intentional listening begins with clarity. Before choosing your audio, it's helpful to ask, what do I want to feel or move toward tomorrow? Maybe it's the drive to work out, the courage to speak up, or the calm to approach a challenge. When your nightly content echoes your daytime goals. Your brain begins to form mental pathways even while you sleep. The science behind this lies partly in the concept of hypnopedia, or sleep learning. While the brain can't learn complex information like a new language grammar, while asleep, it can absorb suggestions, tones, and ideas, especially when they're repeated gently and consistently. This is particularly effective during light sleep or early in the night when the mind is still transitioning from wakefulness. Affirmations are a common and effective tool. Phrases like "I am capable," "I move with purpose," or "I welcome growth" act like mental scripts. When played during sleep, especially with soothing music or soft frequencies, they bypass conscious resistance and settle into the subconscious where real change begins. One study from the University of Zurich found that participants who listened to motivational cues while sleeping woke up feeling more optimistic and energetic. Brain scans suggested that these cues influence sleep depth and emotional tone, hinting at how motivational audio can prime a positive mindset before the day even starts. Motivational sleep content can be personalized. For someone launching a business, nighttime affirmations might focus on creativity, courage, or clarity. A person recovering from burnout might listen to reminders of rest, balance, and self-worth. Athletes may benefit from audio tied to discipline, strength, and resilience. The key is alignment, making sure your nightly audio mirrors your waking intentions. Visualization techniques can also be used while falling asleep. Listening to guided imagery of success, healing, or goal achievement helps the brain rehearse those outcomes. These rehearsals increase familiarity and reduce resistance, making it more likely that you'll act in alignment with those intentions the next day. Intention setting before bed can reinforce these effects. Simply stating your goal, "Tomorrow I will stay calm in my meeting," or "I am moving toward my best self," helps direct the subconscious. When followed by supportive audio, the brain receives a clear message. This is what matters, even while you sleep. This practice also improves consistency. You may not always feel motivated when you wake up, but if your nights are gently infused with reminders of who you want to be, it creates an emotional foundation. Over time, these cues shape not just your mornings, but your overall mindset. Some people integrate binaural beats or frequency-based audio tune to relaxation or focus, further enhancing the brain's receptiveness to suggestion. When paired with motivational words, these sounds may increase absorption and retention of positive content. Intentional listening also fosters emotional resilience. Hearing messages of worth, strength, or possibility during sleep helps rewrite negative self-talk that might otherwise go unchecked. Over time, these new internal narratives began to feel more natural and accessible during the day. Crucially, it's not just about hype, it's about gentle reinforcement. Nighttime motivation isn't loud or demanding, it whispers rather than shouts. And that whisper, repeated nightly, becomes the voice that carries you through challenging moments with steadiness and clarity. People often report subtle shifts after a few weeks of using motivational sleep content. They feel calmer, in tough conversations, more focused at work, or less likely to procrastinate. These aren't flukes, they're signs that their subconscious starting to sync with their conscious goals. Sleep becomes a collaborator. Instead of just recovering from the day, you're preparing for the next one. The mind is your partner in progress even when you're not fully awake. And by listening with intention, you're feeding that partnership with purpose. In a world that praises hustle, listening with intention reminds us that rest can be productive too. Not by doing more, but by using what's already built into our biology. Sleep as a tool for mental training. It's not just about dreaming big, it's about dreaming smart. Lucid listening, conscious control, and self-growth. Tap into lucid dreaming and conscious listening to shape mindset, work through anxiety, and fuel creativity. What if you could not only experience your dreams, but also shape them consciously? And what if you could guide those dreams with intentional audio, turning your sleeping hours into a space for deep self-work and creative exploration? That's the essence of lucid listening, a powerful blend of lucid dreaming and purposeful sound input designed to unlock growth while you sleep. Lucid dreaming, the experience of becoming aware that you're dreaming while still in the dream, has fascinated researchers and spiritual seekers alike. Studies suggest that once we gain awareness of the dream, we can begin to influence it, change the scenery, talk to our subconscious, or rehearse real-life situations. This control opens the door to profound self-reflection, problem-solving, and emotional healing. Now add sound to the mix, just as background noise or music, and seep into a regular dream and shift its tone. Carefully selected audio like affirmations, questions, or ambient soundscapes can shape a lucid dream's direction. For example, playing guided self-inquiry during REM sleep might prompt the dreamer to confront fears or rehearse a positive behavior, all within a vivid, controlled dream environment. Researchers at Northwestern University demonstrated that external cues like audio beeps or spoken phrases delivered during REM sleep can influence dream content in real time. When a participant was trained in lucid dreaming and exposed to such cues, they responded within the dream, proving that a form of two-way communication during dreams is possible. This makes lucid listening an exciting tool for mindset work. If you struggle with anxiety, you might play calming messages or meditative audio as you sleep. If you're building confidence, audio reminders of your strengths can guide your dreams into empowering scenarios. Artists, writers, and entrepreneurs can even use lucid dreaming paired with audio to incubate ideas or visualize success in extraordinary clarity. The key to this practice is preparation. Before bed, you set an intention: tonight, I want to face my fear of public speaking, or I will remember I'm dreaming, and choose audio content that supports that theme. With time and consistency, this primes the brain for lucid awareness and trains it to respond to the audio cues that follow. There's also a therapeutic aspect to lucid listening. Nightmares or unresolved trauma can be gently explored in a dream setting when the dreamer is aware and supported by calming, grounding audio. This approach, called lucid dreaming therapy, is being studied as a potential intervention for PTSD and recurring anxiety-related dreams. Lucid listening enhances creativity because the dream state is naturally rich with metaphors, symbols, and nonlinear thinking. When you introduce affirmations or prompts like "show me my next creative step," you invite the subconscious to respond visually, emotionally, and symbolically, offering insights that may elude you in waking life. However, this isn't about controlling every aspect of sleep. It's about collaborating with your subconscious. Lucid listening is a practice of deep respect for rest, for inner wisdom, and for the quiet power of intentional thought. By combining awareness and suggestion, you gain access to a personal, limitless world of insight and transformation. Ultimately, lucid listening helps us reclaim the night not just as a time for recovery, but as a frontier for growth. You don't have to choose between rest and ambition. In the stillness of the dream world, you can find both. The role of voice, tone, and frequency. Not all content is created equal. This chapter explores why certain sounds, tones, and voice styles matter for your brain. Not all sound is created equal, especially when you're asleep. The voice that guides you into rest, the tone that carries affirmations into your subconscious, and the frequencies humming beneath relaxing music can all influence how your brain responds during the night. This chapter explores the science behind those elements and why they matter in your nightly audio experience. The human brain is deeply attuned to vocal nuance. Research in neuroscience and psychology confirms that tone, pitch, rhythm, and pace can affect emotional states and brainwave activity. A slow, low-pitched, warm voice activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the branch responsible for relaxation and sleep. That's why bedtime stories, ASMR videos, and soft-spoken meditations are so effective. They signal the body to wind down. Tone can also cue safety or alertness. Harsh or high-pitched voices may activate the amygdala, the brain's threat detection center, even during light sleep. In contrast, calm, rhythmic tones reduce cortisol levels and help the brain transition into deeper, restorative sleep stages. This explains why voice actors trained for relaxation audio use measured pacing, long pauses, and gentle vocal inflection. Beyond voice, frequency plays a hidden but powerful role. Certain sound frequencies, like for 130 Hz or 528 Hz, are believed to support deep relaxation and emotional healing. While the scientific evidence is still growing, many listeners report that these frequencies promote calm and clarity. Meanwhile, binaural beats to slightly different frequencies played in each ear can entrain brain waves to alpha or theta states, which are associated with relaxation and meditation. Music also matters. Instrumental tracks with soft harmonics, natural sounds like rain or waves, and slow tempos are often ideal for sleep. These aren't just aesthetic choices, they influence heart rate variability, breathing patterns, and even memory processing. When paired with a comforting voice, this soundscape becomes a full-body cue that says it's safe to let go. Intonation, too, can affect how affirmations are received. An overly energetic or sales-like delivery might feel jarring, even if the message is positive. But a voice that feels authentic and grounded allows affirmations to sink in more deeply. It becomes not just what is said, but how it's said that shapes the listener's emotional and cognitive response. In sleep-focused audio, silence is also part of the design. Strategic pauses give the brain space to absorb, integrate, or drift. These breaks aren't empty, they're functional, inviting the listener to drop into a deeper level of calm. Understanding these elements empowers you to curate your own sleep content wisely. When you listen to a guided audio, pay attention not only to the message, but also to the delivery. Is the voice gentle? Is the frequency soothing? Is the music aligned with your need for peace or focus? These are the building blocks of a powerful, effective sleep soundtrack. Creating your sleep-driven growth plan, build your own nightly audio strategy that helps you sleep deeper and wake up clearer, calmer, and more focused. Creating a personalized nightly audio plan is about more than just pressing play. It's about aligning your sleep habits with your personal goals. Whether you're aiming for better rest, mental clarity, emotional balance, or motivation to tackle a new challenge, your bedtime audio can support that path. This chapter guides you through building a consistent, effective sleep routine designed for real transformation. Start by identifying your sleep intention. Ask yourself, what do I want from this night's rest? It could be deep recovery, stress relief, emotional healing, or prepping for a big day. When you define your goal, you can select the right type of content: relaxation stories, gentle affirmations, soft instrumental music, or goal-specific motivation. Next, consider your ideal audio format. Some people respond best to guided meditations, others to music-only tracks, while many enjoy voice-only storytelling. It's also helpful to note how much structure you need. Do you prefer a fixed bedtime playlist or like to vary the content nightly based on your mood or needs? Timing matters. Set a consistent window for winding down, ideally 30 to 60 minutes before sleep. During this time, avoid bright screens and mentally stimulating input. Instead, begin transitioning into a quieter state using calming audio. Pair this with a physical cue like dimming the lights, stretching, or deep breathing to train your brain to associate these sounds with rest. Create a playlist rotation. Mix a few audio tracks for different goals. One for deep calm, one for affirmations, one for goal reinforcement, and one purely for sleep induction. This gives you flexibility and prevents audio fatigue. Use your streaming app's sleep timer if you're concerned about the audio playing all night. Track your results subtly. Keep a sleep journal or make short morning notes on how you felt upon waking. Did you sleep through the night? Did the motivational audio leave you more focused? Over time, patterns will emerge, helping you fine-tune your nightly approach for maximum impact. Don't forget to check the environmental details. Use quality headphones or a bedside speaker with good sound clarity and volume control. Too much volume can disrupt sleep, while poor sound quality might prevent full relaxation. Make sure your bedroom is cool, dark, and screen-free to complement the audio's effects. Over time, your audio plan can evolve. For instance, during high-stress weeks, you might focus on calming, heart rate-slowing music. During times of creativity or ambition, you may choose more motivational tracks with empowering affirmations. Your sleep audio becomes a flexible tool for growth, not just rest. For those interested in deeper outcomes, combine your plan with light journaling or scripting. Write a few lines each night about what you're listening to and what you want to plant into your subconscious. This intentional link between thought, sound, and sleep can be powerful. Ultimately, your sleep-driven growth plan is about consistency, intention, and reflection. When you treat bedtime as a ritual, not just a shutdown, you open the door to mental clarity, emotional regulation, and the ability to wake up ready for the day ahead. Night after night, you're not just falling asleep, you're planting seeds for the life you want to build. Rest with purpose. We close with reflections on how to turn passive sleep into an active part of your personal transformation journey. Sleep is often treated as an afterthought, a biological shutdown at the end of a busy day. But what if rest is actually one of the most powerful tools for personal growth? By aligning your nighttime routine with your goals and choosing purposeful audio content, you transform sleep into a deeply active, intentional part of your life. It becomes more than rest. It becomes preparation. When you sleep with purpose, you're not just recovering from the day, you're reprogramming your mindset, calming your nervous system, and preparing yourself to face tomorrow with clarity and resilience. Night after night, your choices create a subtle shift in how you think, feel, and show up in the world. Sleep, once viewed as passive and idle, is now understood as one of the most dynamic parts of human life. Beneath closed eyes, your brain rewires, your body recovers, and your spirit finds stillness. It's not the absence of activity, it's a different kind of progress. Throughout this journey, we've uncovered the layers of sleep, the science, the habits, and the hidden influence of sound and story. We've seen how even subtle audio, gentle voices, soft affirmations, calming frequencies can ripple through the subconscious in powerful ways. In sleep, the line between conscious and unconscious thins. A single word, a story, or a sound can leave a lasting mark, setting the tone for how you feel the next day, grounded, focused, or renewed. It's in this quiet state that real alignment happens. When your nightly routine becomes intentional, your rest becomes restorative on a deeper level. The stress of the day fades more easily, your goals don't feel so distant, and you wake not just rested, but recalibrated. This is what it means to rest with purpose, to treat each night as a space for healing, recalibration, and preparation, not pressured or rushed, but soft and steady, with content that meets you where you are. Many people are only just beginning to explore what sleep can truly offer. If you've felt a shift, even a small one, it's worth continuing. Make your nights a quiet investment in the version of you that tomorrow will need. The resources are here whenever you need them. This space was created to offer moments of peace, encouragement, and presence, especially when the day ends and the world slows down. You'll always find something here to return to. Feel free to explore, revisit what resonates, or let a new voice keep you company on nights when you need it. There's no pressure, only possibility. And when you're ready, leave a thought or reflection in the comments. This isn't just a channel, it's a shared experience. Let's continue to shape it together gently, one night at a time. Sleep well. Let each night restore you, and each morning move you closer to the life you're building.